this fixes the issue. I'll give it a moment or two, let a few people pop back in. Yeah, we were having some technical difficulties, so I had to stop the stream and restart it. Hopefully that fixed the problem. We'll find out here shortly, I guess. I'll come right back, guys. I'm going to go uh, take a look at another screen and see if that fixed the problem or not. Let me know. Hey, do me a favor. From time to time, let me know how many people are in there. Because I don't think it's accurate, you know? Okay. Let me see. All right, I'm back, y'all. My bad. Okay. All right, sorry about that. What's up again, Monk McCool? Tony Yayo, what's up? How's it look now? Is it better? Q says, and I'm black, y'all. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. So, yeah. Okay, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, so tonight I want to talk about how how did you get sober and how did you stay sober? Like I said, for me, I had been locked so much. Okay, thank you, Q. I appreciate that. It's showing 7 here. You're saying 8, so that's kind of weird. But yeah, I got tired of getting locked up, and then when I got out, you know, I just realized I was missing so much stuff with my family, and I actually went to the parole officer and told him I needed a program or something, to. What's up, Doctor Disaster? No, I didn't work out today. I did the last 2 nights with my son though, and like we got our money good. So taking an off night tonight, and then I'll be back at it after tomorrow. But I guess so. G fell off the face of the earth. Maybe he's uh, doing RC cars with Mopar. I don't know. Yeah, I did a video on that, Dr. Disaster. He says Wes Watson's last video is sad. He was arguing with some dude with this and 10-inch arms. Yeah, that was the Fresh and Fit clip that I spoke on that on my last video about Wes. And yeah, I really thought so too. Like he looked, that was a bad look for the prison genre in general. Uh, we need to. People always tell their children, use your words, but he didn't seem to know how on that one. It seemed like he just wanted to try to get aggressive. Hey, I appreciate subscribing, Doctor Disaster. Yeah, I agree, Shane. Like I said last night, like the thing is, at one point he was motivational in a weird way to me, like I would be on the way home, and the first couple of videos I seen of him, Monk McCool says, okay, yeah, that's right on, Q. Monk McCool says, I quit drinking and drugs and I had to share my mom, had to man up. That's right. Yeah, exactly. Just Keegan Sarge says, look like I just can entered a ghost story. I don't really have any thoughts on Caitlin Clark, Alex. I don't really follow basketball at all, and I definitely don't follow WNBA. My only I really follow in sports is football. The other sports, I used to be really avid baseball. Yeah, that's me. File. Come on, bro. Monday Night Trolls. That's what it is. Keegan says, love the streaming setup. LOL. God bless, brother. God bless you as well. Dr. Disaster says, who's your team? Don't say the Raiders. I'll never say that, Dr. Disaster. I'm a Niner fan from way back in the day. All the Raiders fans stab people, says Dr. Disaster. Alex says, I definitely understand. I didn't hear about WNBA until Brittany Griner got arrested in Russia and got freed for the Merchant of Death. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. So, yeah, I got out and I told the parole officer I needed a program to get sober, or to stay sober rather, and he told me I didn't need one. I went and checked myself into one anyways. I didn't really have a good address to go to anyways, so like it all just kind of made sense to do that. But I learned a lot of stuff in the program, and I took the stuff that I could use and applied it and disregarded the other stuff, So in San Bernardino, no, I don't, Dr. I don't really buy out much anymore as far as that goes. Give me just a second, guys. I'm going to close the door because we're starting to get some mosquitoes coming in. Give me a second. Stormy, come on inside. Let's see. Shane Sheldon says, I quit drinking 6 months ago. Day by day, it does get easier. Absolutely, Shane. And congrats on the 6 months. That's awesome. It's, I always say this, but, I never thought I would get clean. And if I do it, I feel like everyone else can do it as well. You just got to be ready, to be honest, Chino Len says, my brother-in-law told my sister is ugly, so I broke his jaw, and his sister, my wife, punched my brother in the knee. It was retardation at its best. Monk said, the Guru Complex in the 12-step program, I was exposed to turn me off. I'm with you. I took what I needed from the program. Yeah, absolutely, And Shane says, congrats to you, man. Appreciate that. Mark Monk McCool, sorry, says, good job, Shane. Yeah. The thing is, if you're doing it and you're getting it done, then shout out to all of you. It's not easy, and some people just aren't ready. And I understand that as well. Like I tried quitting probably a half a dozen times before it actually stuck. Went through a couple programs, was on uh, the court ordered meetings where I had to have them sign the card and all that stuff. And like honestly, when I wasn't ready, like I just found meetings where the secretary, uh, was still using and got the card hooked up, the court card hooked up. Like I mean, there's ways to get around it. So I mean, there's always ways to get around it. Uh, Doctor Disaster says, "How did you quit drinking?" I think that question may have been for Shane. You can just call me Monk. Okay, my full name. I feel like I'm in trouble. All right, Monk. I got you, bro. So yeah, the thing is, like, I was put on Prop 36 back in the day, where your felony basically would get dropped down to a misdemeanor if you just completed so many NAA meetings and tested clean, and like that was no deterrence for me at all at that time. Uh, yeah, absolutely, Monk. Oh, there's always a way around it, and like I said, there's ways to get around that, and like I could have had one of my first felonies dropped to a misdemeanor, but honestly, I didn't really care. I had felonies out of Riverside, San Bernardino, and LA, pretty much going at the same time, and you know, so to me, like having one felony drop to a misdemeanor really didn't matter. So now I'm just a two-time felon instead of yeah, 90 meetings in 90 days. I remember that. Uh-huh. I mean, now don't get me wrong. I think early in recovery that's a good thing if you're going to the right ones, to the right things. Um, I'm not anti AA or NA at all. I just think that, well, for me, let me just speak for myself. I just had to get what I needed to get from there and put it into practice in my life. And after a while, like I just couldn't take it anymore. Yeah, 3 counties all at the same time. Oh, what did happen to my background? It's gone. I think it fell down. It's just a drop, uh, uh, like a drop thing that goes down behind. Yeah, it fell. Yeah, I'll fix it later. Uh, hey, salute to you. F your feelings. I'm in Southern Cal as well. Uh, you know what? Now that's bothering me that the drop cloth fell. Hold on just a second, guys. I'm going to fix that real quick. Give me just a second. I'm going to push this up for a second while I do that. I'm still here, though. I need like the Jeopardy music going or something. My bad, my bad. There we go. Now it's fixed. This is what happens on live, I guess. Yeah, talk amongst yourselves. Oh. All right, that's better. Appreciate you pointing that out. I didn't even notice that, Chino. So yeah, it's for me. Oh, Monk's got the firecrackers. It's almost that time again, isn't it? Yeah, I went to a program. I went to several programs actually before I got it right. Uh, and what's up, Brody? Welcome in. I went to several programs. The first one I went to was Gibson House, and they just did too much yelling and screaming, and that wasn't my thing. Like I wanted to. You start yelling at me, I'm gonna punch you. I don't know what happened to G. I haven't seen him in a while. But we're talking about what's up, Lion Moet. The topic is how did you achieve sobriety and how are you maintaining it? So, yeah, I went to Gibson House. I walked out of that program one night. Uh, went over to the new house, which was right down the street. A couple days later, after of course I went and got drunk, of course, and I appreciate that, Lion. So yeah, I checked into Newhouse and I finally got it right. I ended up signing up for some community college classes, and you know, hey Lion, you could check out my playlist. Like, I got like 240 videos up on where addiction took me and how I got clean. Uh, that'll can bring you up to speed if that's something that interests you. Make sure you guys smash that like button while you're in here as well. But yeah, so I ended up in Newhouse, finished that program, signed up for some community college classes, and ultimately the community college classes didn't lead to the job that I do now, which is a truck driver. But the truck driver thing was the really good thing for me as well, because with truck driving you have to test for the Department of Transportation periodically, and it was almost like parole never ended. And I didn't want to lose the job, so of course I wasn't gonna mess that up with a dirty test. That kind of got me there. I had to change the crowd that I hung around, and you know, I read a quote last night actually. Uh, it said something to the extent, I think it was Andrew Tate, and he said he said if your circle's holding back, it's not your circle, it's your cage. And I was like, wow, that's deep. What are you talking about, Brad? Brad. Here we go. Got another cell soldier, I guess. Talking shit behind a no picture. Good one. Yeah. Yeah, changing the crowd helps. Uh, if you're around people that are hard to succeed, then chances are you're going to do that as well. Uh, you know, so what are you cooking, Dr. Disaster? But yeah, that definitely helps. And the company that you keep is where you're going to end up. Yeah, I do, Dr. Disaster. If who does Brad? Yeah, I don't think so yet, Q. But let's keep an eye on Brad. Brad's being a little different. Some fish and asparagus going to work out after it. I don't know, sexy Latina. We'll leave him be for now, but if he keeps it up, then maybe we'll give him a little time out. Gonna work out after it settles. Today's chest day. That's right. What I've been doing in the gym for a while, Doctor Disaster, uh, is I do push pull legs. You can Google it, and Shaken Bottle says y'all like race cars. I, yeah, they're all right, I guess. I don't really follow that stuff though. But yeah, push pull legs is what I do. One day everything is pushing, whether it's rope pull downs, chest, overhead for the shoulders, uh, you know, stuff like that. And then the next day, I Acidic Potato says, I'm a criminal and looking for my next job in tips. I'd be careful with that, bro, or your next job might be a trustee in the Department of Corrections, you know? Yeah, I've been on that one for a while, Dr. Disaster. Like every 6 weeks or so, I switch up what I'm doing, but it all basically goes along with what I'm doing, Like it gets monotonous sometimes. So sometimes you got to switch it up a little bit to keep it interesting. But people that do body weight has the best physiques in training weights, though. Yeah, I mean, honestly, when I was doing burpees and dips when I was in the joint, like I was in the best shape of my life by far. But then again, I had all day to work out too, so Uh, but yeah, calisthenics, like you can get ripped. Hey, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and check out my playlist. I have a ton of videos up on, where addiction took me. Some of them are just war stories more so, uh, stuff that happened on the streets, stuff that happened in the county jail, stuff that happened in prison. Uh, I have a lot of life experience, and the majority of it wasn't good. But, I'm doing a lot better now. I'm coming up on 20 years of sobriety, and I just want to let you guys know, if you're new to it, you can do it. I never thought I would, you know, 20 some years ago, if you would have told me I'd be on YouTube preaching sobriety, I would have laughed in your face. So, Dr. Disaster says, what is the most important thing you learned in life? Wow, that's a deep one. Let me think about that for a minute. I don't know what the hell the Warrior's talking about. I think a good thing I learned in life is that if I fail, it's my own fault. I can blame stuff on everyone else, but my actions are what's going to produce result. If you water the grass, chances are it's going to grow and turn green, right? If I don't water the grass and it all turns brown and dies, then I can't blame the neighbor for that. That those were my actions that caused that. Right, Monk? Yeah. Honestly, 20 some years ago, if you would have told me I would be on YouTube talking about sobriety, or even if there was a channel on sobriety back then, I wouldn't have wasted my time on it. Like I would have been like that. That feels a joke. Yep, accountability. Very, very, very important. You know, the thing is, if you're trying to get sober and you relapse, you can't say, oh, it's my girl's fault, or like, how can you blame anybody else for your actions? You know, I mean, 20 years ago, I would be dead. Wow. Let's hold the government accountable. I don't know, man. The January 6th people are still in prison from what I hear. I don't want to get all political, though, but Star Trooper says I got run over by a dumbass with reindeers. Uh oh. Uh oh. That's interesting. It does start locally. I agree. And the thing is, if you don't get out and vote, you know. Q says my brother was arrested and may be facing 10 years. He's hoping to get house arrest, though. I doubt it, though. Any advice for him? P.S. He's 6'9", 330. Oh my God. Don't while he's in there, don't create any more problems. I've heard of people that were in on like murder beefs, and in LA County, I heard this story. Guy was in on a murder beef, and he figured his life was over, so he committed another one while in the county, and he ended up getting acquitted for his initial murder beef. So don't make the problem worse while you're in there. Just you know, try to stay out of the way, and hopefully everything works out good. You know, that's the best advice I could offer on that one. Hey guys, give me another quick second. I got to run and use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Sorry about the delay there, guys. My bad. Uh, this is like 25 years or something. What's in the Dolphins, not in prison? Why do people get double life sentences? We only have one life, baby. Oh, looks like OI got a message restricted. I don't know what that was. In California, a life sentence, I believe you're eligible for parole in like 23 or something like that. Typically, before they would never get out on a life sentence, but uh, you know, now with the way things change, people are getting out. You know. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Q. Uh, in the California system, typically that doesn't happen. You know, that's maybe in other states, but Monk says, "Hey man, I got to go to bed. 3:15 is going to be here with a quickness. Everyone have a great night and a great week. Hey, you do the same, Monk. And I'll be back on probably Saturday night. Back to work tomorrow, so won't be able to do anything until probably Saturday, if not Saturday, Sunday for sure. But yeah, have a great week. I appreciate you tapping in. So yeah, we're talking about sobriety. Maybe that's why G didn't tap in. The S word. I don't know, but yeah, how we got there, how we're maintaining it, and you know, I am nowadays with my sobriety, if I think somebody's using like at work or something, like I just keep my distance. I don't mess with people like that because it's not worth it. Like I don't crave it anymore or anything like that. Like I don't feel like the possibility of me falling is really really small. But I'm not gonna take the chance of letting somebody be around me that uh, could assist in me falling. So Dr. Disaster says, how can you tell somebody is using? Well, my drug of choice was meth, and typically with meth, people tend to be a little bit more paranoid. They might be antsy. Like the dilated pupils is a good one. Uh, like the eyes get real big. Says what is the biggest challenge as far as staying clean when you were early in your journey? Uh, the biggest challenge was the people around me. To be honest, even when I was in rehab, there were a couple of people. A couple of people were using in rehab. They ended up getting booted out, but uh, some of the they weren't like they'd call for dinner or whatever, and you know they weren't eating, and they basically got called out. They came in, did a room search, which damn near like prison. They come in and tear shit up, and they found a pipe. But yeah, just keeping those sort of people away from me, and the fact that I was still in San Bernardino, like it was all over the place. It was everywhere. But I just wanted it more than I wanted the sobriety more, I should say, than uh, the opportunities, I guess. Dr. Disaster says my last girlfriend thought people were following her and cameras were in the wall. Yeah, uh, I know in my dealings, everybody that was dealing for some reason thought the feds were following them. Like very few people I knew didn't, like it would trip me out. Fuck your feelings. The same here. Almost 2 years sober from alcohol. Hey, shout out to you, bro, and congrats on those 2 years. Put name here. Are you asking physics questions? Why can I drive my car? He says that if gravity is really real, then why can I drive my car backwards? Okay. Yeah, definitely. It's a roller coaster. Uh, Early on, like having a good support group around you. I hear it all the time. People become so loyal to the addiction and the people in the addiction, whether you're a gang member or not, that they put these other people because maybe they're holding a sack or something in front of their family. But when you end up in prison, who's going to take care of you, if anybody, if it ain't your family? So I've heard of, you know, that should be, that's why it's one of the pillars of my channel, uh, family, fitness, freedom. Family is the ones that care. Families are the ones that are going to write you. Family are the ones that are going to try to support you financially when you are incarcerated. The drug dealer that you were loyal to, he could give a shit. He's selling to someone else now. So, you know, people they get it twisted, and when they're in their addiction, that these guys got my back. No, they don't. No, they do not. The only ones that are going to have your back are family, you know. And to be honest, like a lot of my family, I cut off. I don't fuck with them. Just the ones that, you know, I have this thing. Like I'll do just about anything for you if I feel that you'll do it for me as well. You know what I mean? Like if you're just using me for stuff, then like just like on the live stream, like I'll time you out real quick and be done with you pretty much. But if I get a flat on the highway, you come to assist if that's necessary, just as an example, then I'm going to do the same and more for you, you know. And my circle's real small as far as who I trust. Yeah, I hear you. I'm going to call you FYF to keep it PG. But, that's just what it is to me. So, you got, where'd you get PTSD, if you don't mind me asking, FYF? You do prison time or maybe? Okay, yeah, that's what I'm seeing up there as well, Q. Thank you. Like I think, I have a slight case of PTSD as well. Uh, like a lot of things bug me. Like if we go to Walmart, place is packed. Oh, okay. Then like I just want to get out of there. Like I don't want to be in there because uh, you know, ain't no problem, Doctor Disaster. I don't want to, like I'm always looking at where my exits are and stuff. Like all these mass shootings that go on and stuff. Uh, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, FYF. But I'm always watching things, especially when there's large groups of people. And if am I zigzagging again? I don't. This thing is tripping tonight. I think I'll probably wrap it up in like the next 10 or 15 minutes. But yeah, if hey, no problem, FYF. That's kind of what my channel is about and what I try to base it on. I know a lot of people don't prefer going to meetings and actually seeing people. So, I'm sorry, I got caught up in the comments there. This could be our place where we get together and talk about things, So I'm going to, Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays are the days I typically get on here, and I try to do it like maybe around 10 p.m. Cali time. Sometimes a little earlier, sometimes a little later. But, I enjoy this, and I feel like I did so much harm earlier in my life. Yeah, same with Costco too, bro. Oh my God. That place drives me crazy. If a couple of people move in my peripheral, like I'm about ready to fucking stab somebody. I don't like sudden movements from people, that aren't directly in front of me. Maybe not stab them, but hit him like a protein or something, you know, whatever it takes to neutralize the threat in my mind. But yeah, that's kind of what I try to do with this. Yeah, that's another thing. Like you're in slow motion. Like I got places to go. People get out of the way, you know. But at the same time, especially if it's more than one person moving, like then it's got my attention. Like okay, what's going on here, you know? Um, if you guys are new in here, be sure to subscribe. Check out my playlist. I talk about where my addiction has taken me and what I've done to transform my life into recovery and sobriety. I don't really use the recovery word a lot. It's sobriety. I did the meeting thing and all that for a while, but I ended up breaking away from that as well. I think, don't get me wrong, Dr. Disaster says, let's get these likes up, chat. I appreciate that, Dr. Disaster. Um, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, the channel, though, it's about sobriety and, you know, getting things right. And I talk about in my playlist, like I've got them broken into categories like Streets of IE, Orange County, LA County Jail, IE jails, prison, like, yeah, okay. I like I figured out what worked for me and I ran with that. The things can be kind of overwhelming at times, and listening to people glamorize about their addiction really was a turnoff, you know? So, Q says, we're so proud of you, and it's amazing that you are helping others with their struggling as well as those who just need life. I'm proud of you and look up to you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that as well, Dr. Disaster. I'm doing the best I can with this, and, you know, it's like I say, it's just one day at a time. Uh, like for me, like I needed to keep myself busy early on. Uh, if I'm not out in the streets, it's a lot less likely that I'm gonna relapse. Uh, if I'm working, trying to take care of bills, and obviously, we put ourselves in the hole. Uh, it's easy to do the wrong thing, says Doctor Disaster. Absolutely, absolutely, and that's what I was used to doing, honestly. So, you know, but now I'm heading in the other direction. And honestly, like I don't do everything right. You know what I mean? Like I'm human just like everybody else. And, life comes at you sometimes. And, you know, things can be difficult. But, we just got to keep pushing on and doing the best we can to improve ourselves, So, uh, yeah, but, yeah, I enjoy doing these lives and talking with people. Like I did so much bad early in my life and I hurt so many people. And now I feel like it's my chance to turn it around, and maybe create some good karma or all that bad karma that I had earlier in life. Excuse me. So also on my videos, I always put my email address up there. If you ever have a question or something that you don't want to put in the comments, feel free to send me an email. It's Broken Bobby's Transformation at gmail.com. And I check that periodically and I'll definitely get back to you. Q says, don't look at the mountain, just start climbing. Don't look at your problems, look at the solutions, goals, and climb to them. Absolutely. Absolutely. you want to, I try to focus on the positives of things, like I ended up working Saturday night, and I could look at it as a negative, like I lost my Saturday, but I made a few extra bucks, right? And it's not really a few extra bucks, basically, because times are rough right now, So, like, I got a chance to make some money, and I took advantage of that. Yeah, I appreciate that, Q. 211 says I lost a $70 model rocket today. What can I do to cope? I don't know. Don't do drugs though. Or the first coffee of the day. Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the few habits I still have from prison. Yeah, I drink a lot of coffee. Drank a lot of coffee in prison too to compensate for the fact that I wasn't on meth anymore. But trying to get that jittery feeling, I guess. But yeah, it's something I tried the energy drink thing for a while, but man, I got so dehydrated I'd get bad cramps and stuff. And yeah, I still do the instant coffee too, Doctor Disaster. The Folgers, like the wife will make a pot, but the instant's cool too. Like, and I'll drink it lukewarm even. That's taking it all the way back to LA County Jail right there. Because finding hot water was a mission sometimes. But yeah, they're definitely bad for the heart and kidneys. Q. Have you heard of Himalayan? No, I haven't heard of that one, Doctor Disaster. I'll have to check that one out. Okay, Himalayan Shilajit. I'll look into that, bro. Appreciate that. So, anyways, gotta drink that tea. Actually, I don't mind tea either. I'll do some tea sometimes. Uh, when I was locked up, like I love those tea packets. That stuff would get me zinging. A good level of caffeine in there. All right, guys. Well, it's back to work this week. I'll probably shut it down here shortly. I appreciate everybody tapping in. Uh, Shout out to everybody that participated. I appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe if you're new. And do me a favor and smash that like button while you're in here. It really helps with the algorithm. Uh, yeah, I agree, 211. So, good night, Dr. Disaster. I appreciate you, bro. Uh, hey, and if anybody finds G, make sure he's all right and let me know, all right? Maybe he might be in jail. We might have to do a GoFundMe for him or something. I don't know. But yeah, another good live tonight, guys. I appreciate everybody's participation. What's up, Kevin? How you doing? Yeah, make sure you subscribe if you're new. Check out my playlist. I talk about where addiction took me, basically, and you can find some good information in there, I'm sure. Uh, but yeah, I'm about ready to shut it down. So everybody have a great week. Be safe. Be sober. That it's one day at a time, guys. That's all we can do. So Don't mountain. Just start climbing. Have a good night, guys.